I think we're focusing on the wrong thing here. Don't you guys
Oh,
think it's a little weird that during the reveal trailer, the only thing that they show is Mario Kart?
No, I think that's that's pretty standard actually.
Is this a new map?
Wait, do you not know?
my boy,
Dirk,
it's a
Dirk,
whole new game.
Dirk, does he not know?
I
What?
don't think he knows.
N-
My brother, this is a
Wait,
whole new game.
This is a whole
they're
new
making a
game.
new Mario game?
Yes, of course they are. It's been over 10 years since there's been a new Mario Kart game.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Thought Puddle. I was not planning on making a video this soon. We have like an upload schedule set up every month. And yet here we are, aren't we boys?
Hi. That's my cue to say hello.
That's your cue, yeah, that's all I'm giving
Oh.
you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hi, Rex here is still here.
And Dirk, why don't you introduce yourself? Because I don't think anybody's met you yet. Is
I
Dirk,
think he
is
might
Dirk
have.
gonna
Oh,
speak? Oh wait.
I think he died.
Oh no. No, I didn't die. I just giving me voice a rest.
Oh yeah. Dirk's sick right now. That's what's going on.
Recovering.
Good.
Recovering.
This is a great time to be doing this.
This is the best time.
I love it.
yeah.
I'm glad. I'm very happy we're doing this.
So we're gathered
Course I can.
together. We're gathered together because Nintendo finally decided to break their long-standing silence on their new console. And it is exactly what everybody has been calling it for years. The Nintendo Switch 2.
What you mean? By the way, what a missed opportunity for a name there. Wow. Like, still frustrated about it.
I'm really frustrated too because the Switch 2 is such a horrible name for a new console. And also, I don't know what it entails, but as far as I'm aware, it looks just like they just upgraded the one we had and did a lot of things that a lot of people already did to the Switch, like customized it, so they're just carbon
Yeah.
copied a few things.
Yeah, I'm honestly, I have no idea what to think about this teaser. Everybody who's watching this has certainly watched the teaser, but what I was thinking when I first watched it, I mean, I was excited, obviously. The thing that stood out to me about it is the fact that this teaser basically just looks like a new iPhone type of trailer. It does not feel like Nintendo at all to do a reveal like this. It feels very techy and like all, like we're upgrading things, which is I totally love. I love that they're upgrading things, but man, it's very bizarre to say the least.
Oh, I just find it interesting and there's no people in the ad, right? That there's no
Yeah.
completely devoid of people. I mean, that's something that with the first Switch, they were very specific in not marketing it to children for the first year and a half. It was always adults or young adults in the trailers for it. It's interesting. This model, they have come out swinging with nobody. Just very good CG animation out of the console. So I find that interesting.
I think very good subjective here, but I agree. Yeah. Rex, did you have
I-
something to say?
Oh, I was gonna say that they kept the stupid design for the controller thing, the controller attachment, and just made it slightly bigger so it can fit the new Joy-Cons. And by the way, those Joy-Cons better not break after me using them for one time
Oh yeah.
and then have stick drift, because that's what they were kind of displaying with the whole like changing it up thing, because they were
Yeah,
showing
yeah.
everything they changed.
But I saw online, just speculation, but someone was saying that they think Nintendo's using Hall effect joysticks now, and they use like magnets or something, and they're more better at not drifting. So
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And back to the point I think you made, Rex, earlier, is there's a specific part that I'm visualizing from the teaser. I'll show it right here. But they like literally zoom into the joystick moving around, and people were making jokes. I think it was just Donkey, actually. It was probably just Video Game Donkey making the joke about how they move, how they've never done that before. I hope that is a reference to the fact that, you know, the joysticks are gonna work from here on out, because that is like the biggest downfall of pretty much any controller nowadays. And so I hope they get that fixed, especially with the Joy-Cons.
They push the magnets. That would be
Yeah.
like life-changing, because not even Xbox or PlayStation have really pushed that yet.
Yeah.
So,
I was just about to say that too, because the whole gimmick, it does look like the Switch is obviously gonna be, like the Joy-Cons are gonna attach to it via magnets. I think it would be really cool if they had those magnetic, I don't even know what those are, but if like those magnetic joysticks too, that'd be super sick.
am I wrong?
Yeah.
But did they actually did somebody make something like this before?
There,
what do you mean?
what do you mean? Yeah.
Oh, was that the prototype that got leaked? Was that what it was? for
yeah,
this?
that's what I'm referring to, as those leaked photos. Yeah, we've
What do
had.
you feel about the colors?
Oh,
They dulled it down. But they did keep it the same. So I suppose that's okay. But I
I
don't know.
I like the blue side. I don't really like the pastel red that they chose. I hope there's.
Oh, I like it.
I like the dark theme. I do like that. I agree there. But I hope there's like a brighter red and blue to accent the dark theme. But I don't like the pastel. That's just me though.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Something I noticed, and I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about this yet, but with them increasing the size of the Joy-Cons,
Mhm.
there's part of me that wonders if the button layout and stick layout, if that's going to be comfortable to play with just a single Joy-Con. It almost makes me wonder if they
Oh.
should have moved the joystick down further, or the buttons farther apart, like from the joystick. It just seems like
Hmm.
there's a lot more controller to work with.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'm
Might be
crazy.
better.
I would assume it's better. I would assume that it's more spaced out. I do think, though, I really hope that the half Joy-Cons. Oh, speaking of this, actually, I kind of want to take a tangent here because it's related to the half Joy-Cons. But nobody's seen this yet. But the next video that we are planning on putting out is me and Rex. We just decided to play Smash Bros with half Joy-Cons and just kind of like have that whole experience. It was terrible, and you need to watch the video when it comes out next month.
It was terrible, but it was so fun.
But it was fun. But I think this is applicable because those things were so hard to play on, and I think that's what we'll have to do. We'll have to do a testing thing with the new Joy-Con when it comes out. I'm excited
just
for
glad
that.
I didn't buy the new Switch, the last new Switch, the OLED, because it was no different. So I didn't even invest in it. And then we got this reveal trailer just recently, and I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it. I'm just like, but what really will I get out of this if I switch over to this one over the one I currently have? And I'm hoping they actually made some upgrades to how it runs, like the visuals. Like,
Yeah.
if I just want Breath of the Wild to look better than it does, because I know it already looks really good, but like imagine the two new Zelda games, but like higher
Mhm.
frames, and they would look so good, and Smash Bros would look so good on this. Like, I want that. Like, we can't know. We don't know
Right.
yet. We
I-
only know that the screen is better.
Yeah, I assume it's gonna have beefier. I'm honestly putting so much more stock into the leaks now, which is so sad because I didn't want to get to this point. I wanted to hope and pray that that Nintendo would take us by surprise and it would be a completely different thing. But most of the leaks have basically been true, and I think because of that, I do assume that they're going to heavily beef the entire system, which would be very much needed. And can be the only way that they move forward, honestly, gaming wise. I have a question for you guys. There's been like there's been a couple prevailing theories, but there is, and I'll show it right here. There's a little notch where the half Joy-Con slips into the Switch again. There's a little notch kind of where the sync button is, that people are starting to speculate is those type of
laser sensor.
Yeah, those laser sensor scanners that are on the bottom of computer mice. Do you guys actually think that Nintendo would put that type of a function in a Joy-Con?
I do, and I think they did that on purpose in the reveal trailer with the like scurrying of the
Yeah.
Joy-Con.
Yeah, they were going across the ground, or what was supposed to be like
The
a
floor.
surface.
Yeah.
Which,
where it
I
was
mean,
just-
I don't know. Grab a Joy-Con and put it on its rail.
I've tried
Kinda
this.
hold your hand over it like it's a mouse. I mean, I could see it working. I've seen some speculation that maybe this could be how the Switch 2 will move forward with like emulating the DS, 3DS, and Wii U.
Oh, actually,
Um,
that's a great idea. Yeah, I didn't think
Coming up
about
with
it
a
that
more
way.
precise way to use like cursor controls. Because if
Yeah.
you played any game on the Switch that's brought over from the Wii or Wii U era that needed some kind of cursor,
Mhm.
it's defaulted always to the gyro, which is fine, but it's nothing like an IR sensor, right?
Mhm.
Now, that seems a little weird to me that, a mouse only really works when it's like kind of flat on a table, right?
Yeah,
On your mouse
yeah.
pad.
That was the thought I was
So
having. Yeah.
I don't quite know how that's going to work, but I'm excited to see whatever they do with it.
My kind of idea of how it might work in functionality right now is kind of like how they have the two Joy-Con attachment for putting them together and creating a controller. I hope they make some sort of attachment that you can slip it in and it creates like a type of ball type situation with a flat surface, and the IR sensor comes out on the bottom, obviously, so that it actually can sort of semi feel like a mouse, and that it actually has a decent surface area on the bottom of it. Because, like I said, like I tried the whole Joy-Con experiment as soon as I heard this idea, and it does work, but you definitely need something on the bottom of it, keeping the whole thing stable. And I think they were showcasing that a little bit, but they need something heftier than what they showed was coming on the bottom of it, because it just looked like the sleeve for the original Switch Joy-Con. It didn't really look like anything else substantial. But I really like the idea of this being their way to start emulating DS games, because that was, I mean, like technically the very first console I had was a Game Boy, and then I basically grew up on a Nintendo DSi from there. And so I would love to see from that era specifically be added. And they're definitely going to keep emulating games, so we know that. Rex, do you have any other thoughts on that?
The thing I started to realize as I'm watching the trailer again is that there's like a little white like area underneath the joystick when they like move it around.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's intentional.
That's
But, like you can kind of see when
Wait.
they're running them across the ground on the bottom,
Mhm.
and there's a little hole, there's a little gap on the bottom that definitely looks like it's got like a sensor.
yeah,
And I'm
that's
assuming
what we're referring to.
gotta-
Yeah.
it's got to come out with some type of game to do with like some fun with that or something, like there's got to be something that they're planning with that. There's no way they would just do that at random.
Do you want to know what my quick theory is on what game they're going to introduce that has that mechanic? I'm calling it right now that it's gonna be Splatoon.
I think
Yeah, maybe.
would
It's
a
gonna
good
be-
one, yeah.
Hear me out. It's gonna be Splatoon, and what you're gonna be able to do as a control settings with this whole setup is you're going to be able to use the left Joy-Con with the joystick as, like moving around. And then you're going to use the right Joy-Con as the mouse to be able to aim like a cursor
Yeah,
so that you can be more
I can
precise.
see that. Here's a question. On the original Switch, on the right Joy-Con, on the bottom of it, there's an IR sensor. In this render, you can kind of make it out. It looks like both Joy-Cons have an IR sensor.
Really?
My
both?
question is, Nintendo didn't do anything with it in the original Switch, so why do we need two on this one?
I don't. You'll have to like screenshot that to me, and then I can show it right
I know,
here.
I
'Cause
know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're referring to. Because when I watched it, I didn't see those, and my instant thought was, oh, they got rid of the IR scanner because they decided to do nothing with it.
No, if you look in the video, it looks like they brought it back just for the heck of it. It looks like both Joy-Con have one, but it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to make out because the Joy-Con are black, you know?
Okay. No, I can see that.
I
That checks
think-
out, yeah.
I think we're focusing on the wrong thing here. Don't you guys
Oh.
think it's a little weird that during the reveal trailer, the only thing that they show is Mario Kart?
No, I think that's that's pretty standard actually.
Is this a new map?
Wait. Do you not know?
My boy,
Dirk,
it's a
Dirk,
whole new game.
Dirk, does he not know?
I don't think he knows. My brother, this is a
Wait.
whole new game.
This is a whole
They're
new
making
game.
a new Mario game?
Yes, of course they are. It's been over 10 years since there's been a new Mario Kart game.
It's been
They
11
just
Mario
years.
released
Kart 8,
DLC
they're
from
not-
the.
No. I was a young lad in 2014, and I went to basketball camp, and in reward, my mom was like, yo, you suck at basketball, but here's Mario Kart 8 for your freaking Wii U. So I was
I
Jay chilling,
remember.
playing Mario Kart 8 for my Wii U. Then I got a Switch and got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and life was pretty cool. But then I got bored of that, and I was like, oh, this is the same f***ing game I've been playing for the last X amount of years. Then I'm in college, and they said, oh, we're adding more levels to it. I said, oh, that's pretty cool. But also, where's a new freaking Mario Kart?
I think people have been asking for that for a long time.
11
Wait, is that actually
years.
a thing now?
Yeah.
11. We're coming up on 11 years since we've had a Mario Kart, a proper new Mario Kart.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what was so this is actually where I wanted to lead this next, because this is definitely the biggest. I don't even care about the Switch 2.
What?
But yeah, that's a brand new. How did you not figure that out, brother?
I apparently have been living under a rock for a while for the past few months because I didn't see anything about this at all until you guys just told me just now. So
Yeah, well,
I literally, the only reason I knew there was a Switch 2 is because you guys were texting and I was like, well, there's a Switch 2 now. Why are
Facts.
people speculating that Sonic and Pikachu are going to be in Mario Kart 9? Wait,
They-
did they
they
change
better.
DK's design?
I wanted
Oh,
to
yeah.
talk about this next.
Look how
They
they
didn't-
massacred my boy.
They did not do my freaking gorilla like that. No
They
way.
sure did. We need to
Why?
zoom that in, and that needs to be the thumbnail of this video. It's just that image because
Why
it's
does
so
he look
funny.
so dumb?
Why does he
Why-
look like that?
Why did why did they use like the rough design from the Mario movie instead of his OG design that is significantly better? You know what? Now I'm mad. I have problems with this.
I don't, first of all, but here's why.
Explain yourself.
The reason why he looks like a crackhead and he looks like he's been on a bender for about a week is because I think they're trying to,
Rogen.
because Seth Rogen is voicing him. But no.
Oh.
The reason why is because I think they're trying to do like Wonder style designs for all the characters, and it seems like they're trying to go back to more classic designs. So when I first saw that image of Donkey Kong zoomed up, I kind of thought of the movie version of Mario, but I also thought of the cover poster art from like the old like Mario game. Like we're talking Jumpman and stuff, like really old designs of Donkey Kong. He kind of reminds me more of that design than the movie design. Although I can see where people think he looks like the movie design. So
Why
it looks.
do people think Sonic's gonna be in this game?
Here's a
From what I'm
question.
reading is Pikachu, Sonic, and Kirby. People are thinking they're gonna be in the game, which is really weird because I don't know why. Like, I know why they would do it for Smash Bros. Because that makes sense, but like, I
Well,
don't think
it
this would
checks
make
out.
sense.
It checks out here though, because in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they actually I think did it in Mario Kart 8. It's been 11 years since I played that game. But they added like a lot of crossover characters, but they didn't do them from like the most popular IPs other than, Legend of Zelda. So they added Link, they added Isabelle, Villager, Splatoon characters, and I think that was it. But
The original Wii U game got DLC, and that's when they added Link and Villager.
that's
And
what it
then
was.
when 8 Deluxe first released, they included Splatoon. I might have a hot take here, but
Send it.
I'm not a fan of the new art style for Mario Kart. I like the
Mhm.
cartoony look of the characters, but like Mario's cart specifically bugs me. It like looks too big. There better be a
Does
new
look too
game
big, that's
mechanic
what I
behind it.
noticed.
But also like the lighting just looks off. I mean, Mario Kart 8
Yeah.
Deluxe is so good, right? Because they were in that era of trying to be realistic, right? That's what the 2010s were all about, and
Mhm.
the 20 whatever we're in 2020s, we're kind of going more towards stylized content. They need to fix that because the lighting on some of those characters, it doesn't match Mario Kart 8. Not even just like Mario Kart 8 at its best, but I don't think it matches Mario Kart 8 at all.
Yeah,
Maybe that's a hot take, but
I'm gonna insert like what I think was going on during this trailer specifically, and this about sums up I think my whole thoughts on the reveal as a whole. I think that this entire trailer was very rushed, and I actually think that they started making this trailer as soon as the whole Genki issue happened. As soon as they started leaking the product with the accessory line and them kind of being able to just get away with it. As soon as that happened, I think Nintendo went into panic mode and then made the announcement trailer. So I think that's why it's only like 3D renders of the console and nothing else. I think that's why we just get like the 5 seconds of Mario Kart that we do. And I think, so this is why it's related to Mario Kart, I think they intentionally chose a track. And maybe I could just be wrong. Maybe this could be the first track of the game that they're trying to showcase and show off. But I genuinely think they chose a track that is unflattering, like a desert track, to show off the game because they were kind of salty about the whole situation and just made this like basically to cover their bases. I hope that the announcement that happens in April shows us a much more visually appealing side to this new Mario Kart game, because I agree it doesn't look very good.
It was like oddly bright.
Mhm.
yes, I completely agree with that. What do you boys think of 24-player racing, though?
I'm so hyped.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That
I
is gonna
so
be
happy.
chaotic.
I just hope that the online is better than 8 Deluxe.
Yeah.
Which 8 Deluxe actually, it got its footing. It's pretty all right.
it's
But I remember
good
the early
now.
days, it
Yeah.
was terrible.
So yeah, I do agree with the art style being a little bit finicky, although I do like that it is stylized.
Oh, I like it too.
Something that, so I just recently, actually, it was my friend's roommate. He was booting up Mario Kart 64 on the Switch's emulator over at their apartment one time. I was just hanging out, and I didn't really ever play the 64 all too much, but I just have such a respect and such a whimsy feeling whenever I see a 64 game, and especially with Mario Kart 64, because there's just some visual details that I realized are just kind of gone since the like days of Mario Kart Wii, where we've been going down this trail of realistic and everything's got to look realistic. But like in the 64 game, they literally, whenever you do a hop, it literally just says boing, and then you drift and it goes V, like you're drifting. Like that's so endearing to me. That's so cute. And I miss that like cute, endearing, childlike side to Nintendo. And I think they did the little realistic phase, but I hope that as they do this stylistic phase, that they go back to that childlike feeling to playing these games. I think that would be great.
I'm gonna bring it back to the Switch 2 real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Switch 2 is already a dumb name, but then they just slapped the logo for the Switch and just put a 2 by it. How lazy can you be? They're like, we don't want to come up with a new thing, so let's just slap the 2
The number
right
2.
next to. Yeah, it's literally, it's not ingrained in it. It's not a cool design. It's not some form of like a mixture between the two. Nope, just the Switch logo and the 2. What? Let me guess. The next console is gonna be the Switch 3, and it's gonna have a 3 next to it.
You know it.
Yes.
But of course.
I want to know what you guys think about this. I read this on a YouTube comment ages ago. Well, like leaks were happening and were very prevalent. Not like they're not prevalent now, but I read a comment saying that they didn't like the name Nintendo Switch 2, and I went, oh, that's crazy. I don't like the name Nintendo Switch 2. They said, and what I've been going off of with me and my old roommate, we decided that the new Nintendo, especially if it's a Switch console, should be called the Super Nintendo Switch, paying homage to the SNES, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, while still being literally just a Switch. I don't know. I think Super Switch rolls off the tongue way better than Switch 2. So I don't know if y'all are in agreement and if we can make a pact to just call it that on this channel.
Let me
what
tell
are
you
your thoughts?
something. Anything is better than Switch 2. I'm gonna be honest. Like, honestly, your idea is significantly better. I give it 1,000 points to 1. So you're already 1,000 points up.
Thanks, I
I
appreciate
want to
that.
just applaud Nintendo for in like their social media posts and on their video. I'm pretty sure they said it like specifically, this is the successor to the Nintendo Switch, right? I feel like that is a very good lesson that they learned from the Wii U, no matter what they were going to call it. I think that they learned something there and said like, yeah, we got to not screw that up again.
I hope we don't get into like a Wii U type era and that people just go like just kind of write it off, because me and you, Dirk, we've talked about this, especially with Scott the Woz making his like very long dissertations on the Wii U era. But I hope there's just like a million games for this thing. I hope it has good functionality and that it's just overall, I just hope it's fun. Just gonna lay it right down to that.
And I hope that Mojang doesn't make me buy Minecraft for the Switch 2. I hope I can just play the Nintendo Switch Minecraft on the new Nintendo Switch.
That's what I'm saying.
Why would you
Deluxe
ever
XL.
play it on there?
Because I prefer console.
I think you should just play it on the laptop or the computer. It's way better on the computer. Having keyboard and mouse is significantly better for Minecraft.
It's a correct opinion. Don't worry. Don't feel
Keyboard
ashamed.
and mouse is confusing for my smooth brain. I gotta get some wrinkles going first.
Hey,
Play Marvel
Just
Rivals.
rub-
Those get some wrinkles in your brain. I'm learning keyboard
just
mechanics.
rub the mouse across your forehead. You'll figure it out. Don't worry.
You know, you don't even have to really learn keyboard and mouse here pretty soon, because you can just play it on the Switch 2 Joy-Cons.
Maybe they'll make you use the cursor that they're trying to implement.
What are some final thoughts that you guys have about the Nintendo Switch 2?
It took too long.
I don't think so. I mean, come March, it will have been 8 years, which is about a year longer than the typical cycle for a console. But
Mhm.
I think it shows how endearing the Switch is, endearing and enduring.
Yeah.
I think Nintendo's output is what keeps people coming back. There's kind of a conversation in the gaming sphere right now with Xbox, and they're kind of going away from the console market and more towards just Like their everything's an Xbox campaign, and they're so focused on Game Pass. And it's really the exclusives of Nintendo that are keeping people coming back to them, right? I think that's what makes Nintendo special. Whether this retails for 350 or for 400, people are gonna come out for it because they love the Nintendo games, right?
Yeah,
You gotta have your
it's true.
3D Mario and your Mario Kart and your Zelda, and I guess the Splatoon dweebs can have that too, but it did take a little bit longer, but hopefully this console handheld hybrid will be able to deliver. So those are my closing thoughts.
I don't want this to end too much on a negative note, so I'm gonna try and keep my thoughts on it like pretty simple here. I mentioned it before, I'm a little bit underwhelmed with this type of announcement from Nintendo. I do think it was made in like a month. Despite that, and this is where I'll give Nintendo props. Despite that, I think they're still going to do very well. I think the rumor mill itself, I think, got enough heads turned that they could have said anything. They could have farted and people would have gone to their YouTube and they would have checked it out. I think that's a very crass example, but that is a testament to how much people actually care about what Nintendo's gonna do next, and I'm really excited for it. Regardless if it's just another Switch, I will be buying it upon release. I'm pinching my pennies right now, getting ready for it. And I don't really do that.
I'm gonna start saving too.
Yeah, I don't really do that with very many gaming things. I will totally be doing it for Nintendo, which, like you said, Dirk, that is totally a testament to Nintendo just as a whole. So
two things before we end this video, because I'm gonna be the guy that I am. First off, let me just say, the Switch 2 coming out when it did is such a weird time to do it. I know it's, January, it's in, the start of the new year, but at the same time, people are already so hyped about the Sonic movie. They're hyped about Rivals right now. It's just a really weird time to be doing it, but also I respect the grind. And also, I just wanted to say, Nintendo has big brains, big minds, big screens, bigger screens, and that's my final thought. I'll leave you with that.
All right.
I think they could have announced the Nintendo Clock 02, and I probably would have been there still. So
I'm not buying the clock. But yeah, that was my thoughts. I just wanted to say it was a weird time for it to come out because it's crazy, and that they have big mind, big thoughts, big reasons, and bigger screens.
Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you like this video, it was very short. It's not the quality I usually try to put into these as an editor, but thank you for joining us. We are, however, so this is just a little update. We are still posting some Nintendo Switch content going forward. We already recorded it, and this is why this really took us by surprise. We had stuff ready until March, basically, and then this announcement dropped. So stay posted, and once it gets released, we'll definitely be doing some breakdown type stuff. I really hope that we get our hands on a new Mario Kart at release so that we can talk about that. So definitely stay tuned for more Nintendo and Nintendo Switch 2 related content. Thank you everybody again so much for watching, and as always, go to sleep.